I just put some music and wait a few minutes for some people to join, and then I will play the video. In the meantime, reading my Discord. I don't know why I also logged in, but anyway, stop the music and play the video. I need to be sure I put it on decent volume.
Hello and welcome to another Drakensang online video. In this one, I will briefly explain why Drakensang is falling down and why it is not as fun as before, the mistakes of Drakensang, mistakes of Dark Legacy, and how this game can be improved. I just want to compile the most important issues that I've seen. Any game developer of Drakensang watch this. Maybe they can get some useful feedbacks to improve the game. I will try to list them, and I know that there are so many little things that can be improved, but I will focus on the major problems of the game right now. So the first one is the testers, the game testers of this game are actually volunteer. It means that they don't have any motivation to report the bugs or fix the bugs or, I don't know, test the game in the test server, etc. Only the streamers or the content creators of Drakensang do that, or some mods do that. I think instead of that, something like this would be improve the testing phase a lot. Imagine this. You wanna recruit lots of testers, play on the test server and try to find the mistakes and errors before they even come up to the live server. You would save so much time and you would gain lots of player base, because a lot of players are leaving this game because it has so many bugs and so many exploits that happened. Maybe it can be something like that. You want to recruit testers for you and try to give them some motivation. It can be either be undermount prizes for their live accounts.
I completely agree with this part, but I have something to mention. I will do it a bit after, when this is over.
Or premium membership, or even some salaries, some money. I'm sure that it will be speed up the finding bugs process a lot. So I believe this was the first mistake of Drakensang. They don't focus on test phase that much. Because of that, we get lots of errors in the live server.
Okay, I like the idea with the testers a lot, but there were also many bugs that were already known from the test server, but they still came to the live server. I don't know the reason, but that happened many times. And if I'm not mistaken, they change a lot of things on the Dark Legacy right before they update the patch to the live server. So testers didn't even had enough time to try the new stuff they change as well. If I know that for sure, but I'm not completely sure about it.
Second issue is the fixing of the bugs takes so much time. It has been more.
Yes, fixing bugs takes way too much time, and they are not even fixed properly. By the way, hi there on Twitch. Sorry, I'm focusing on the video and on the commentary, so I don't want to really mix the chat with the video right now. But I'm reading it, just so you know.
More than 2 months that Dark Legacy patch comes up, and there are still so many bugs that is yet to be fixed. Okay.
Probably the release 246, I believe it is. It will come after mid-February, so there are like almost 3 months with a lot of bugs in the game. And what I told to Jesse before the Dark Legacy even came was that they always, but always add a content expansion that wasn't finished. When they put level 55, it took like 1 year for them to rework all the items and shit. They put the gems in a stage and then they change them back for some reason and all that shit. And it's the same right now. They put the update, but a lot of stuff is still unfinished. They should just wait to finish everything and only after that update the patch to the live server, which is a mistake they always did, and I don't think that will ever change in the future content expansions as well.
Okay, the major ones are the drops and the unique problems, and the gem drop problem, for example, or wisdom drop issue. Also, these problems should not have been implemented on the live server at the first place anyway. If the Drakensang community had more testers, probably most of these bugs right now would not be even in the live server. If the Drakensang fixed these issues, there will be much less bugs that is in the live server, and the player base would be much more happy.
Okay, now another thing. Even if, let's say, the testers that they have do not have enough time or whatsoever, and a patch up comes to the test server, so actually everyone can go on the test server and test what they want or whatsoever, people cannot really do that. The reason for that is because, I don't know, let's say you want to test how fast you can kill a boss, how balanced is the game or whatsoever. You cannot do that with a random account on the test server. It will be way easier for everyone actually to test the test server updates if people will be able to like copy paste their account from the live server to the test server. Then everyone will be able to test a lot of things way easier, and then Big Point will also have more time to fix the issues before they implement the patch from the test server to the live server as well.
And the third issue is the PvP. I mean, we got too many promises, like in the 2 or 3 years, that PvP will be fixed or PvP rebalancing, etc., etc. But this PvP issue is adjourned lots of times, and we still didn't get any PvP update. Lots of old players like me used to play this game because of the PvP, because the PvP was so intense. And
yes, that's true. In level 40, 45, and even 50, most of the people I knew played the game and farm a lot to get better in PvP. But whenever I bring a PvP discussion, even on Discord, everyone is telling me who cares about PvP. But that was actually the reason many people played the game for back in the years.
and so competitive. Of course, there were some problems, but for sure it was great compared to right now.
Yep, PvP was always better. Like level 40, 45, 50 were much better than 55 and level 100 right now.
And lots of players used to play this game just because of the PvP, just because how good the PvP is in this game. I'm talking about the 45 level times.
Yes,
The other issue is that I got a feeling that the developer team tried to push as much new things as possible into the game before even checking them completely, bugs to be fixed, etc. We have a
Yes, that's also very true. Sorry, I will go a little back.
before even checking them completely, bugs to be fixed, etc. We have a huge example right now is Dark Legacy. And because of this patch, we got so many players that is left. They have right. I mean, I don't blame them. So the lesson that should be taken from this mistake is that the developer team should not rush any patches whatsoever. Instead of the current situation, it should have been waited and fixing the Dark Legacy patches in the test server and then implement it on the live server. I think it should have been waited like more than 2 months. Huge amount of players would not leave this game and would not complain about the bugs.
The problem with the content expansion is also that they release, how is the chat called? A teaser way too soon. They like give info, teasers, and so much shit about the content expansion went way too soon. And that makes people want to play the update faster as well. I also wanted to play the content expansion as fast as possible, but I was sure if that happens they will bring it with a lot of bugs. So they should have just wait with the teaser, test more, fix as much as they can, and only when the CE, like only when they have a final version of CE, only then put a teaser and then put the update on test server, let people test it a lot. But as I said, you cannot really test much on test server right now because you need a good account to do that, not a random one with no items, no gems and everything. And only after that update it to the live servers.
Another thing that is reducing the player base is that killing the solo play. I mean, right now in the end game, in the parallel world or in the merciless or bloodshed difficulty, it is almost impossible to play solo. Of course, it is related to the gem issue. I mean,
yeah, that's related to the gem issue a lot because next patch when we can farm gems, I don't think solo playing will be that bad. I can already kill Merciless for example in a quite decent time and my gems suck. Like I have pretty much the old blue royal gems as my main gem tier, and when I go to full imperial for example, which I suppose I can do in a month since the next release, I don't think killing even bosses solo will be that much of a problem. But yes, you cannot do that right now really because of the gem issue that still needs to be fixed in February like they said.
if we got better gem drops, we would be able to solo bloodshed, maybe. I don't know. But here's
Yep, that's exactly what I said. Okay, he already mentioned it.
the thing. Lots of players, including me, love playing solo. I don't want to play with a party.
Yep, me too. I used to play solo. Well, in level 45 I used to play solo. In level 50 I couldn't do that solo play very well because warrior in level 50 was completely trash. You needed at least 3 times more time to kill anything than any other class in the game. So in level 50 I played more with group than solo, but in level 55 I started again solo play a lot, but mostly because I was getting annoyed in playing in group because I couldn't touch any monster before my team already cleared everything.
Party, for example. Like, they don't want to wait for the other players or they don't want to increase the monster's HP. And because of the Dark Legacy patch, bosses have huge amount of armor and resistances. We have to join a party to double armor break of the bosses, which kills the solo play.
Now you can armor break the bosses solo as well. I'm not sure dwarfs can do it. I know warrior can do it and mage can do it with the ice resistance for ice missile, which is the best single target damage for mages on bosses, and it deals quite a lot of damage, like maybe the best single target damage right now. But rangers cannot use the trap on most bosses for double armor break, and I'm not sure, but I think dwarfs can't either. But as I said, not sure. I didn't play dwarf. I only tried warrior, which is of course my class, and I tried mage and ranger as well.
I think that is completely wrong because lots of players, as I said, love playing solo runs. Another huge mistake, I believe, is that they increase the prices of the runes, which makes the Draken currency useless. And also,
Well, pretty much about the runes, buying them with everything is quite useless because you can farm all the runes in like just a few weeks, which kinda makes it useless to buy runes with any currency. So the clovers, I will say, are useless as well. Drakens are useless now. Maybe Drakens will be useful if they put the items from Knob level 140 or 145, but right now you have nothing to waste your to use your Drakens on, or the clovers as well.
Also, it goes for the clovers. Right now, gilded clovers are
Okay, that's exactly what I said. I didn't watch the video before, I only watched the first 4 minutes before I decided I should react to it, and just to see if we agree on most of the things or not, or what I think as well. I also planned to make a similar video for maybe a week already. I made the PvE note 1 or 2 weeks ago, but I didn't make the chat public. I was keeping it for a video, but I still had to make, and I still have to make it because I didn't made it yet, the PvE part of my feedback, let's say.
still the same drop, but the prices of the runes are 2 or 3 times more, which makes the clovers and dragon currency useless. They extremely devalued them. This also goes for the events. They also made the events useless because the rewards are still bad. I mean,
Yeah, that with the events is also true. For example, I'm skipping Defeat the Undefeatables right now on my server. I didn't even make a single run because if I do that, it means I will have to use my realm fragments on Defeat the Undefeatables. And those realm fragments on the next patch means a lot of boss TPs, and those boss TPs uh, will give me a lot of gems. So the only thing that I'm getting by doing Defeat the Undefeatables is nothing else but just losing a lot of gems. So if I make the event, I'm actually losing stuff instead of gaining stuff.
the polished gem or, for example, radiant gem are complete useless right now because they just implemented lots of new gem rarities, which
About the gems rarity, I also, to be honest, hate the way that they converted the gems. For example, let's say, no, let's take my case. I had about 200 royals before the patch, and that was pretty much how many gems you needed before the patch. Wait, let me think. Anyway, I think you needed below 100 royals, and I had about 200. And all those gems that I had, next patch you can farm them maybe in 2 days. So I don't really like that at all, the way they converted the gems. If I would have made the C for the gems conversion myself, I would have put one tier up for royal, one up for trapezoids, and one up for refined trapezoids.
made our gems very worthless. Yet, they still give low level rarity gems in the event progress and they expect to play the events. So this one is
Yeah, pretty much on events you need to waste a lot of resources and you get pretty much nothing out of it. You don't need the gems from events because they are low rarity. You don't need the Drakens because you have nothing you can use them for. And what else? Maybe a rune or two that the event gives, which you can also get in a few minutes of farming, which doesn't make any sense in actually making the events. The only reason you can make the defeat undefeatables for right now is if you need any boss uniques from some event bosses that are currently in this event, like Gwenfara, Dragan, or similar bosses.
also a huge mistake by Drakensang team. Another thing that is
I'm reading the Twitch and YouTube chat. Sorry if I'm not answering right now, but as I said, I don't want to mix it really with the reaction video.
killing the player base, they just made an item that convert the pet into altered crash rate, but it is one time only usage and it costs so much. The new players who don't have enough altered crash rate to improve their pets.
Yeah, I think this cage with the pets is completely useless. I don't know why they did this to make you unable to melt the pets. Nobody does that. If you get a pet now, you just sell it and that's it. It costs way too much to get, I don't know, let's say you drop a green pet, you melt it for one, I believe, if you use that cage. So you basically waste 3.5k under month for something that you get every day on login. It doesn't make any sense.
Have to buy these if they want to improve their pets. And also, if they want to collect the ingredients in the map, they have to pay Endermans. It is also a huge mistake. At least make them a version that is permanent so that they can farm these ingredients unlimitedly. Or make this one permanent as well so that they can use unlimitedly.
Yep, I completely agree with this.
Another thing that I just don't like Dark Legacy is that the current skills and skill system is just worse than level 55. I mean, let's face it, the level 55 was much more diverse, much more dependent on the preferences. But right now, I'm just not talking about the rangers here. All of the classes have some useless, completely useless skills. And there are only a few skills that is used. The rest of them are completely trash. I mean, it should be rebalanced and remade completely so that some skills should be useful again.
Yeah, the skills right now are very weird. When I first saw the CE skill tree, I was expecting the skills to be a lot more related to the actual masteries. But right now on Warrior, for example, because I'm playing Warrior, so I will talk about Warrior, all the masteries, the fire, the lightning, the poison, and the ice one are completely useless. They don't do anything than giving you, I don't know, a little useless extra damage, or well, the only a little bit useful one is the ice one, and just because of the slow, and that's it. They could have done so much more with those masteries, like so much more, but they didn't. They are just pretty much completely useless, or use the ice one if you want slow, and pretty much that's it. About the other classes, I didn't check the masteries. I know that for, well, I'm not sure actually, but I think you need to use that for mage on fireball if you want your fireballs to pass through enemies, but pretty much that's it, I guess.
I mean, they nerfed lots of skills. As you see here, we have more than 15 skills, but maybe just 5 or 6 of them are useful. It is very sad. As I said, this goes for all of the classes. Last but not
Yep, I agree.
least, the unique items are completely trash right now. I mean, for the parallel worlds. These used to give you special skills that you can use, or these used to improve your skills a lot. But right now, for example, this one only gives you 5 points. 5 points for this skill is useless because it only increases 1%. And 5 points means 5% more damage.
There are some Q items that do quite a decent job with your skills. Like for warrior, you have Q4 weapon that gives you a few extra points on iron bro, which is your armor break. If you have that, then you don't need to use outburst as well for 100% armor break, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly how much it gives. And then you have the Q9 amulet, which gives you 4 points for dragon skin, which is also nice, but pretty much that's it.
And this one for
wait, I need to go a little bit back. I want to hear something again.
points for this skill is useless because it only increases 1%. And 5 points means 5% more damage. And this one, for example, 1.5% more damage and 2% more move speed. It just makes no sense. This one gives you more attack speed if you point them. We don't use this skill for attack speed anyway. Or
Yeah.
this one. It only increases 3%, which is nothing. It doesn't even worth to give points to them. And this is related to the same issue. As I said, the parallel world items were so good. I mean, at least they give you some special abilities or special change that you can customize.
The thing with the Q items right now is that some that may look useful first are on skills that are quite useless. For example, if I play with... No, let's say it normally first. As a warrior, when I place the flag, I get extra damage for Rageful Swing and Bloody Wild Swing. With full points on Bloody Wild Swing and flag, my Bloody Wild Swing, if I place the flag into 10 monsters, goes from 200% damage, around that, to about 700%. Then if I use Q7 weapon and Q4 belt, it goes from about 700% to 1450% if I remember good. But the only thing is that the skill is still useless even with that amount of damage.
Your character.
So basically on paper it looks good, it increases your damage of the skill from 700 to 1450, but even then that specific skill is completely useless. So yes, that's most of the Q items are quite useless right now. Other than the base stats, you pretty much, if you need one of them, are mostly because of the base stats and not the unique line, the skills they give, or whatsoever.
Just look at the unique values of them. It only gives 4 points for Rising Vigor, for example. Let's check it. So this one. It is only 1.1% additional damage.
Yeah, those are pretty much all of them useless.
As I said, it is just meaningless to try to get them. They just made these items completely useless, unfortunately. So, these were my feedback. I hope they listen and try to change and adjust them. Of course, there are some minor issues, but they are not that important in my opinion. I hope I explained myself clearly. You can see why I don't want to play Drakensang with this patch anymore. I hope they will fix some things. I mean, at least the drops and the gem drop, for example, or they upgrade the skills and PvP, of course. These issues has to be fixed as soon as possible because even I don't play this game anymore. I mean, I've been playing this game for like 8 years and
Me too, right now I just do some random PvP and that not even seriously. I mostly play like without items or some shit out of boredom. But other than that, I'm not farming or anything. I'm just waiting for the gems fix, and then I will probably just make the gems and be again like, what the fuck am I doing here? But first I'm waiting to actually make the gems and then I will see what I will do next.
I've been promoting this game more than 5 or 6 years. It is just so sad that seeing this game is falling and the devs are making huge mistakes. I hope I explained myself clearly. Thanks for watching.
Okay, that was the English part, I think. Yeah, he's right. He made some very good points here. Give me a second. Let me see if I still have the PvP thing that I made. Yeah, this is the part that I made for the PvP in the feedback. Well, feedback. Wait, I closed it by mistake. I just wanted to put the stream chat back. Yeah, this is a part of the ideas that I had for PvP, which I wanted to make a video for, but it's not complete. It was mostly about the current PvP and only some of the problems, like I have to add a lot more things to this. And then I also need to make the PvE one, which I didn't have much time to make. And then I have to put all this in a video, but as well I don't want to make it too long, because even in this PvP thing that I made, which is not much, it's not all of it, it's already more than, well, 2 pages of text. Well, after this I need to make the PvE one and then recheck the, wait, remake which I said? After this I need to make the PvE one and then recheck the PvP one to see what I miss here and then complete it as well. I don't know when I will post the video because I don't have much free time right now, but I'm hoping I will be able to do it this week because, well, in my time it's already Monday 1 a.m. so this week. Okay, that's all. I just wanted to react this video and in the same time share it a little bit because I was watching it, and that's it. Okay, that's all with the stream, I guess. I don't think I will play some PvP on DSO as well right now. So thanks for watching and see ya next time.